Hey everyone, waccd, I hope you're doing well, and I'm really sorry for this upload. Like, if you've watched all my videos about this topic, I'm sorry that I have to upload this, but let me explain real quick. So I just made a YouTube video, but my program which I used to edit, Sony Vegas, decided to pull a funny, and I've tried to render it at least 15 separate times and it's crashed every single one. And I quite frankly cannot break this daily upload streak, so I'm gonna have to upload something of my old content. So if you've watched all of my videos on the H2O Delirious drama, go ahead and watch some of my older videos, there's plenty on my channel. If you don't know what's happening with H2O Delirious, this is gonna be a summary, not a summary, but this is gonna be all of my videos combined, minus the intro and outro for your enjoyment. Without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright, this entire ordeal starts out when H2O Delirious says, I think I'm gonna post some Discord crap I've had to deal with for years, aka DMs with him and Ohmwrecker. Some might be out of order, but you get the picture of how crazy this guy is. Then he links a photo. These messages read, I've asked you many times over the years to never talk about that because it's over with. Either delete it or I'm leaving this call. I trusted you, come on. Being Ohmwrecker, I don't know if you knew that or not. And holy, is Ohmwrecker have something to say. You're asking me to delete a piece of evidence that shows Marcel is toxic and a bully, which I need now more than ever? As they lie and drag my name? Do you see me lying in my tweets? It does. I'm bullied by the same person you were once. Their high school drama. I was frickin' bullied to the point that people couldn't even invite me to stuff I wanted to. Tell me how I demonstrate his character any other way when he is so SLY. I don't know what that means. Tell me in the comment section below. It'd be easier if anyone in the group just opened their dang mouth and said, hold up, this isn't okay. I saw this stuff. You were asking me to delete a shred of evidence about who he is, so I'm asking you, please have my back, please. You see what they're doing to me? Imagine if it was you. I'm in full-blown panic mode. I told these people I have a freaking disability and they still do this stuff to me. Delirious, I'm trying to hear you out, but I also have to go to bed. If you're still there, talk to me. It's my life, not yours, H2O responds with. And holy, full-blown panic mode is correct. Good lord, this guy just wrote Delirious like a 5-paragraph essay, something more than I wrote in my language arts final this week. H2O posts another photo which shows H2O DMing Ohmwrecker again saying that was my opinion on what he would do. Again, the video thing happened to me. I respectfully don't want to live that BS again. I want to be let out of your feud with that group. It happened so long ago and he and I have talked about it multiple times, how it affected me and how he's apologized for it. Ohmwrecker responds by saying, Delirious, do you not understand how delicate the situation is? Look at Wildcat's tweets and lies. Speaking of which, I am planning on asking my attorney about action items after I wake up. Especially for the blackmail. He said it twice. Can you please help me then? Delirious, I need anyone to say something. You said I'm one of your closest friends. I will be giving you a piece of evidence that is true, even though it doesn't identify you. That's like saying XYZ assaulted someone in 2014 and then the victim saying, why did you tell my story when they weren't identified? Imagine if I was a girl that didn't want to tell my story. You would get so much hate for doing something I asked. To be frank, the evidence for this is all over the place, but I understand the point that H2O is trying to make here. Also, there's a lot more where this came from, so if you haven't grabbed popcorn or a snack, go grab it now. Also subscribe. I'm not trying to use you, I'm trying to show that Marcel has a history of doing this stuff, so what the frick can I do? I have no defense, not a single person in this group. I don't care, H2O says. You are watching these guys kick at me while I'm down instead of apologizing. He apologized and I'm okay with it. It was so long ago, leave me out of it, H2O says. And with whatever they're talking about, it seems that it has to do with H2O indirectly and he doesn't want to speak about it yet Ohmwrecker's trying to bring it up. I'm thinking this because H2O said he's already apologized to me and it seems like Ohmwrecker's trying to bring up what he did before he actually apologized. Which is obviously a scummy thing to do. To be honest with you guys, I'm not trying to read that paragraph. I've kind of just skimmed over it and it looks like it's Ohmwrecker crying about the situation and asking H2O to help him even though H2O said no like plenty of times already. H2O then goes on to say that I trusted you when I asked for you to leave me out of it and you said okay, it didn't happen to you, it happened to me and that's my story to tell, not yours. You'll be shamed for telling it when I asked you so many times for you to leave it alone, the only person on this planet that seems to keep bringing up my past. I severely hate that you keep doing this, you make me feel like a complete piece of garbage, Ohm. From what I can tell with these tweets, it seems like Ohm's consistently asking H2O to help him with the situation, which it's literally H2O's situation and Ohm's trying to expose it, but H2O's already settled the situation. This is like your friend being in a big drama with someone, alright? I know you can't relate, some of you aren't YouTubers, but I had this big drama with 90H and a YouTuber, but I'm not going to even say his name, and this YouTuber I'm not going to speak of in 90H, they settled their drama, and that's like me recording it and saying, hey man, can you give me some information on this? I won't expose you for it, but just send me your DMs with this said person. Obviously scummy and obviously opening the wound that was already closed. Another message that H2O happens to leak is him saying, I don't care about any of the drama stuff. I personally think you should just stop. Who cares about that? I seriously don't know why you put so much effort into trying to force your way into that group. Once again, another long ass paragraph from Ohmwrecker, and this time I'm gonna gonna read it, giving him the benefit of the doubt. Ohmwrecker says that I wasn't forcing my way into the group, I was in the group. I had issues with some people too for obvious reasons, and I didn't prefer playing with them just the same, but it was a group, just like a band. I couldn't fix the toxic folks, so I tolerated them for the good of the fans, the good of the group, in the hopes that they could get better over time. You are discounting what having one or two highly toxic people does to someone when they can talk shit repeatedly in a private setting to all of the others. I cannot defend myself, they were cowards. That is bullying. They didn't all dislike me, but the one or two toxic ones wore me down until they collectively just decided to gang up on me out of sessions. BS. Do you want me to put up a Twitter poll right now? Go read up anywhere on who's in the group. No, sorry. I will put up a Twitter poll right now. H2O coming in clutch with the one sentence response so I don't have to keep on reading by saying, yes, they always called you a liar. As you can guess, responds with a nice little sentence or two by saying, I played in hundreds of sessions between 2014 and 2016. Hundreds! I was not Smiley with a 7. I'm not arguing about this, I was in the group. Vanoss even told me himself. The day that Marcel screamed at me that I'm not a part of the group, Vanoss talked to me privately about it. H2O makes a cold ass comment by saying he would choose every one of the others over you. Goddamn, man. And Ohmwrecker responds by saying, and said that's just Marcel and he was just raging in the moment. I don't care. I was in the group. Goddamn, bro, we get that you were in the group. Stop talking about it. Like, seriously, H2O is not gonna believe you if you keep on repeating yourself. There's no point. H2O responds by saying, lol, okay. Ohmwrecker responds by saying, whether I was the fat kid or whatever else, frick anyone who's trying to pitch that narrative. Delirious responds by saying, well, I tried to warn you about them inviting you way back then. I'm gonna read one more tweet and then I'm gonna stop, and if this video does well, I'll make another, because I'm not trying to be a public audiobook for no one to watch. Like, seriously, my mouth is dry as hell right now. Also, on the topic of water, comment down water right now and I'll heart your comment. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Alright, let's get right back to reading. Anyways, are you gonna attack Eminem next? I'm not in Eminem's group and I don't even know his lyrics except for maybe a handful of mainstream songs. I don't have any fans asking me why I should split out of the Eminem's group multiple times a week. To this day, Eminem spoke on the beef with countless people. ICP spoke on their beef with Eminem. Wildcat has shit-talked Keemstar publicly throughout the years, and Delirious responds by saying, so, and that's exactly what I'm wondering. How are you gonna make a comparison of A-list celebrities to Wildcat on YouTube, dude? What in the world? Alright, like I've mentioned earlier in this video, I'm not reading this shit. 10-second summary with waccd. Right now, Ohmwrecker's basically bragging about the fact that his degree requires him to get 100-page research papers on it. Honestly, I could've guessed that based on how much you've wrote to Delirious. Oh, he also says stuff like, my therapist said that people will be found one way or the other, whether or not they get exposed via direct sources. And he also says that if you're being friendly to me, it's because you're my friend, not because you don't want to be indirectly or directly involved. Delirious responds by saying, no, it's petty, those people didn't like you, you can't force people to like you. Just leave me out of it, please. All I ask. And then Ohmwrecker, of course, responds with a nice 6-paragraph essay. I don't get paid enough for this shit. But I know what's right in that stuff, and I know what's wrong. I would seriously laugh my butt off if Marcel, Wildcat, etc. tried to use that, because it would come back at them so freaking hard. That site literally is tied to the Christchurch shooter. Deaths of... what in the world is that all about? Bro, that is not a laughing matter. I know you're not laughing at that, but laughing that someone can get pinned with that situation is not nice. Like, holy frick, if they tried to ally up with doxers with that level of hate, it would be hilarious, especially after there are videos of them with the same attitudes that would get dragged. Not even counting the doxing aspect. Delirious, guess what? I didn't, never in my life, and nor did my friends. And I has some different friends at some point in my life. Metalheads, friends in the punk scene, industrial music fans. I have plenty of internet history. Guess what? If anything like that was there, trolls would have found it because they scrubbed my life harder than probably a private investigator ever could. And you're expecting the same to come out of then? Huh? You're not taking part in group convos. You had rejoined the Skype room, right? What happened to the friend that stood up for me and even left the group room over defending me? Wait, what? Okay, so because I chose to close the group rooms that I was running, because I was attacked, something you actually apologized for, and because I needed to kick myself out of the environment for many reasons, you're gonna say that we don't have a group with me? Okay then, Delirious. Seems like you're trying to front a fake friendship. Thanks for revealing your position, because last I checked, we still played stuff sometimes, but alright. Guess group rooms equals who you're friends with. Bro, I swear to God, if I ever got a friend like that, I'd drop him on the spot. If I wake up to a 5-paragraph essay like that, you can bet your ass you're on my block list. Delirious responds by saying, geez, I guess we don't have to invite you anymore if you think that way. Oh my God, another 5-paragraph essay from Ohmwrecker. If you guys don't like the video, I may just go insane. I'm not kidding. How am I being paranoid? Tyler literally said, we all think. It was the same kind of thing you said before about your girlfriend. I'm like tired of that stuff. And Tyler said it more than once if I recall, like confirming everyone. Oh, I was just curious. The communications I got were of support. I got a lot of private outreach about it. How have I involved you? They were involved by pressuring you to take down the video, thus leaving a lot of confusion and halt to my tweets in the moment. I'm talking to you. Okay, ... I'm not making a Delirious Exposed video. Don't know what else you want right now. Instead of staying out of it and leaving it be you privated the video, had that not been done, no one could claim that you were part of anything. No, ... Delirious, how long have I been doing this? Have I ever come at anyone publicly? Ever? Get real. And then the absolute Chad himself, H2O Delirious. Whether or not you agree with him in this situation, you have to admit it is a Chad mood to only respond with one sentence so I don't have to gasp for air every 5 seconds. Well, don't start now, lol, says Delirious. I am defending myself and highlighting just how terrible some people can be while projecting an illusion showing the opposite. I literally have nothing to lose now. And with everything going on, I feel like it's important. Chad Delirious responds by saying it's not. And Ohmwrecker responds to that by saying we clearly have bias and toxic people faking support of anti-bullying, mental health awareness, social justice, solving racism, solving hate, etc. Marcel has a charity, which someone told me about, claiming he did it for his immigration to the UK, something to show that he has been doing to show the value. He got press, met the mirror, etc. This was a while back. He has that stupid anti-bullying campaign. Are you for real? Delirious's rebuttal to that is, this will make it hard for anyone to trust you, and another notch needs to be added to the wiki page, and you know that. To be honest, I have no clue what they're talking about right now, and if you do, comment down below, inform me. I'm just reading it at this point. And then Ohmwrecker actually sends a 5-paragraph essay. Like, I've been joking, but this is actually, I can see, there's the body, no, there's the introduction paragraph, there's the body, the first body, the second body, the third body, and then the conclusion. So this entire thing summarized up is Ohmwrecker saying the Wildcat accused him of something and saying that everyone thinks that I made a random Twitter account, blah, 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 and at the end, he questions H2O per usual. And I genuinely think H2O could have made this more abundantly clear that he did not want to answer anything or get himself involved in this situation, so why is Ohm still asking these questions? I have no idea. And then once again, another classic 5-paragraph essay from Ohmwrecker, which I will not be reading, but it ends with him saying, congrats on the pregnancy, because H2O actually has a kid now, and H2O said, we'll be crazy, because he did not want to get himself involved once again. We're approaching the end of H2O Delirious' tweets, and maybe we'll be able to make it to Ohmwrecker's tweets, because it's pretty late at night, and I'm not trying to make a 30-minute long video. Alright, let's speedrun this. Okay, so Ohmwrecker starts off this conversation by saying, delete that tweet. The Chad H2O responds with one word by saying, what? Question mark, and then Ohmwrecker goes on a tangent here by saying, the Homer tweet, you want to make me look dumb / unsupported. So don't say anything at all. That way it looks different. Yes. I was gonna post more, but when you hid the video, I lost my reference point. I can't believe you privated like that. You had the immunity from the situation. I tried to search a little, but had no idea anyone had. That person that tweeted to me today reminded me, so I looked around a little and remember that video. You kinda linked it to me a while back, and I totally forgot. Not a single person I played with back then said shit like those slurs. And then there was a lot more stuff from 4-0 in those videos. You had a lot of videos with that kind of stuff, by the way. I probably watched 10, and almost every single one had that stuff, which was bad. H2O responds by saying, you missed out on hardcore COD. I always heard that stuff. Ohmwrecker then rebuttals by saying, Marcel has been on my mind as I had 2 people, not in the group, but literally bring him up by name. This is Ohmwrecker saying that Marcel's a bad person. H2O then says, I know I do. Ohmwrecker then says, complaining that he was not doing anything about BLM. H2O responds saying, just please leave me out of it. As far as you haven't, the U2s is on sale in July. Poor H2O, man. The dude's just trying to keep his ass out of this situation, and this dude's getting all political on him. Oh my god, there's still so much more. I literally can't with this. Delirious, it is time. I shared that video with you. You linked me a long time ago. I have downloaded it as well. I'm starting to share, and it's an H2O Black Ops 2 basically rage, and I'm sure this has some very incriminating stuff in it, aka stuff that was totally okay to be said back then, which is not now. And holy shit, I'm not even gonna read the rest of it. This dude said, leave me out of it like a million times, and Ohmwrecker persists to say, come on now, come on, just do this, please, come on, I'm about to show you your video, I'm gonna use your video as a source when H2O has clearly not consented to it. Before I end this episode of a free audiobook by waccd, I'm gonna actually look at one of Ohmwrecker's tweets to see what I'm gonna get into next video, although H2O still happens to have at least 13 more tweets about the situation. Oh my god, Ohmwrecker may have more tweets than Delirious right now. Should I just go live and go over all of this on video? I really don't know if I should do. I don't know what to do. tomorrow, if this video gets 500 likes, I will go live tomorrow and read over all of these tweets live. Here's the start of a 30 tweet strand by Ohmwrecker. Looks like it's time for more distractions on the way thanks to Delirious. Kinda clever, I guess. Exploiting a window of time when I was crushed after being torn down after stuff I had nothing to do with because of my friends, to distract from the alleged CP and abusing surfacing. Classy. To be clear, I have had Delirious blocked since March. Ignored his attempt to talk to me again when he found a way around it. Even ignored his BS where he was messaging someone trying to get dirt on me a week ago.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to cite your sources on that one.
I have never lifted my block and did not engage since. Very cool, Ohmwrecker. Let's see what you have to say next. This was Delirious just less than a month ago. After he had been blocked for a month, I forgot to block him on Steam. He goes from this to then messaging people, trying to anger them and weaponize them before any drama surfaced. Then Mr. Ohmwrecker links this message from H2O saying, "Hey you can remove me off Steam and block me if you like. I just wanted to ask you if you would have a private conversation with me. Just me and you one last time if anything. At one time, we used to be good friends. We did. I tell Liz it really sucks we don't play together anymore like we used to, because now that I have been streaming, we could have done it so much. And my channel is feeling more and more dead lately without the group names. I just wish we talked instead of text fighting. I was never good at texting you without making you upset with me. Anyways, I'll leave you alone. Just wanted to talk about something. I also mean actual voice talk. If I don't hear from you, I get it. And oh my god, are you really exposing this DM of H2O trying to reach out to you after you literally had a mental breakdown with him in Discord DMs? Like, I don't know, maybe hot take here, but if your friend is like mentally just going off, like just losing it right now in Discord DMs with you, DMs, and not actually speaking to you about a specific situation, and that situation was screwed anyways, you know that H2O did not want any part in it, then I think that any decent individual would want to reach out to the same person. The context he gave was during a vulnerable moment when Wildcat had convinced several of the group that a fake account calling them out was me. I had nothing to do with it, but it cost me friendships because of Wildcat's CSI analysis about punctuation and language. It was BS. I didn't play making a video, which he left context out of. We had talked about the situation and I told him I was going to call them out. I would do it with my own name. A little interesting how you keep on asking H2O to help you with it then. Own name or not, if someone helps someone do something bad, they still help them and they are still a part of it. They still can get prosecuted for it. Do you know what guilty by association is? Again, I want nothing to do with Delirious. The allegations that surfaced were so credible that I cut ties with him immediately upon hearing a victim's account direct. He is left alone. Following through on the request to hold him accountable by a victim has been indirect. Okay. Ohmwrecker then goes on to say that he has crossed lines over the past week that are inexcusable, trying to DOX me, not just me, but someone unrelated, trying to expose private information. I have kept his real name private, his health issues private, and have had to deal with these low blow jabs by him and the crew. Hey, correct me if I'm mistaken, but H2O Delirious did not DOX anything that has to do with health information, actual names. He only DOX Discord DMs, which showed you being a complete lunatic. And especially when you went on Dramaalert and said some horrible things about him, I'd do the same thing. You want to talk about low blows? Let's talk about the fact you went on Dramaalert without H2O knowing and then exposing many of the crew for things that they didn't even know you were going to talk about. And there's something known as solving problems directly, you know? I mean, come on, Ohmwrecker, if you're watching this video, just know that there's hundreds of people in my comment section saying this is an old man who just wants clout. I mean, it does kind of make sense because if you didn't want clout, you would have settled this directly. And if you would have contacted them directly and directly, you know, confronted them, then maybe, just maybe, then you'd be a credible source in this situation. But no, you went on Dramaalert, Keemstars show, and decided to trash talk, and a lot of people didn't like it considering the like to dislike is damn near 1/3. On top of that, we now have strong evidence that Delirious went as far to imitate a victim, reaching out to him and spoofing her email and trying to throw me off, which nearly worked. The victim emailed me after saying he allegedly did to her. Spoof came in 4 hours later. Bro, trustworthy source like that one email you showed on screen and used for evidence and the person on Twitter actually exposed you for it being a fake one? Credible source my ass. Like, if this turns out to be true and H2O is a complete scumbag, then okay, you fooled me once, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. But if Ohmwrecker comes out to be in the wrong here, why are they arguing? Why are there 20 Twitter strands of people just arguing back and forth? And why is Ohmwrecker trying so hard to go at H2O? Are people really emailing specifically Ohmwrecker? I'm sure this would have spread more than just him. Like, I'd be damned if Keemstar wasn't the first one to be emailed about this situation and emailed about H2O allegedly doing some bad things. Literally cloned her email format with one digit off and just a provider changed her full name. It looked identical to the victim's email but came off as fake. 4 hours later, she emailed him and again, the fake email nearly made me delete the victim's email. Delirious allegedly has a history of doing these kinds of things with fake accounts. He had an account years ago that was suspended off Twitter for stalking a girl. I can't share any additional details, but the account was told to me direct. Incredibly creepy. At least with H2O's tweets, he had actual proof of DMs. Good god. Biggest trust me bro moment. This is the last tweet I'm gonna read, and then I'm gonna log off. If this video gets 300 likes before I actually stream, I'll make another video and upload it before my actual stream even comes out. With that being said, let's get straight into this other tweet. Often boasting and bragging about his wealth as well, always obsessed with his views, his earnings, to the degree of telling me when I was allowed to upload my video, else I was not invited. This is why we stopped playing Minecraft together. I said no to the BS. No way anyone could have seen this coming. Another conflicting report to this drama that makes almost no sense right now. H2O's the one that said you didn't let them upload when they wanted. And then he has this video attachment, which I'll play for you now.
Alright, let's record this shit game and then move on.
I don't know whose idea this was, but fuck them.
Invite friends back, invite friends back, invite friends back. I just
invite friends back,
shit.
invite friends back.
Bryce.
I'm just liking making money. Pretty cool. Get
in here.
Good views.
You know, when you make $250,000 in a month, you get tired of playing.
Yeah.
Tired of making money, man.
Yep.
Bryce, we're waiting on you.
The dude talking quite literally brought up money, and H2O just had to flex. If I made $250,000 in a month, you know damn well I'm flexing that. Like, holy, just recently when I gained 1,000 subscribers over talking about this drama, I kinda bragged to my friend 90H, of course in a playful way, and he did not care. If you really spite your friend so much for talking about his earnings, then well, you're not a good friend, because 90H does not care, and he actually thinks it's cool I'm growing at a rate, even though we're competing for subscribers. It just doesn't make sense. So where we left off was H2O was being shamed for flexing his $1/4 of $1 million per month by Ohmwrecker. But seriously, who wouldn't flex that? That is such a flex. Ohmwrecker then goes on to say that Delirious has also been incredibly toxic over the years, throwing his weight around, demanding things to go his way, and getting salty when they don't. Examples, and sadly I wish I had more, but it didn't even consider saving them, practically always cutted/deleted them out. And then he plays this wonderful video, which I'm sure I'm gonna have to censor.
What are you talking about? I'm not that way. I'm not that type of doctor.
Oh,
Where
okay.
the
Well,
are
in
you
that
guys?
case, in that case, we're good.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely good because you are on the other side of the fucking map. Little try-hard little. Where you at? You heard me.
Oh god forbid, H2O Delirious is somewhat toxic to his friends. I'm beyond toxic to my friends. I actually somewhat bully them sometimes, and yet they're still with me because they know we're joking. The only problem I can see with this clip is his use of the F slur, but back then it was a whole different concept and people didn't get so offended by it. This was a mild form of how he got sometimes, completely running around for anyone recording or requiring us to make awkward cuts. He was not trash talking, kept on being a genuine and these moments would happen. When these moments would happen. And all I have to say for this is just tell him not to be a dick. If my friend's being actually mean to me, I'll just tell him to stop, dude. It's that simple. If he won't, he's not my friend. Like, this is not the type of petty shit you complain about on the internet. If you're trying to expose H2O, post some damning evidence, please. Not, oh, he was toxic back then. Oh, I was so sad that he was so mean to me, dude. Then just don't talk to him. It's that easy. I've cut ties before with people and I could do it again. So can you. You're way older than me. It's easier for you. At a time when we were a lot closer, he knew that I was dealing with a serious health condition. We started playing a game where he was once again being toxic, so I left. Upon leaving, he came at using what we had just been trusted with as an attack over leaving a game. So conveniently, Ohmwrecker's message is cut out, and then H2O responds by saying, "I will never play with you again. Okay, man child, frick off, you sick dying frick." Okay, a little toxic, I mean, I get that, but can you please show the full screenshot? Then he posts another image from H2O Delirious. I have no clue what this is on. Maybe this is Skype Delirious, you stupid beach. You are a freaking piece of crap. This message was removed. Frick off my friends list, you freaking stupid frick. Alright, it's a little toxic, I'm not gonna lie. This shows that H2O was toxic to Ohmwrecker in the past, but other than that, it's not any incriminating evidence. Or 5-paragraph long essays. As time went on, Delirious and I's friendship got more tense, such as pushing back on him, telling me when I could upload to my own channel. We still played, but he always acted like he had a stick up his butt about the boundary I set for years when I uploaded last in the group. Ohmwrecker then goes on to make an outlandish bet by saying that if the account that's saying that H2O Delirious did some not so nice things ends up being H2O Delirious or someone fake, that he'd donate $50,000 to a charity of H2O's choice. Yeah, sorry, that bet is quite, intriguing for me at least. I'm like, alright, that's a nice bet. I wouldn't make that if I was lying. However, I'd still like to see more evidence that this is even factual. And I understand it may take the victim a while to come out with saying this stuff confidently, but I can wait till then. Okay, here's the juicy stuff. One victim who allegedly Delirious had made something with when she was 16 in mid-2012 who emailed Delirious. Less than 4 hours later, I got a spoof email that in the email feed looked identical to the real one. I covered this basically saying that H2O is spoofing an email to make him delete the real one. Of course, I'm not saying that he actually did this, but to be quite frank, I have no idea, but it would make sense if he wanted to invalidate it, and that's a big would and if. And when reading this incident report, I'm gonna be completely serious because if I end up getting this story wrong, especially this part and say it's true or if it's false, then I'm gonna look like a complete jackass and total moron. Hashtag H2O Delirious, why are you making fake accounts of me and trying to invalidate me while protecting yourself? If I wanted to do it publicly, I would have done it before personally emailing you myself. That's the only way you would have even got my first and last name. And then some interesting photos which I'm not going to show except for the last one, which is allegedly Delirious trying to invalidate the victim. This is completely alleged, by the way, there's no proof that this is real. But I'm still going to cover it so my followers can be open-minded individuals and not complete one-sided morons. The reason I've made this Twitter to speak out is due to the fear of getting my personal information out. There are many things people don't know and they never will know. Okay, that's convenient. Not invalidating the story, but it is weird that we will not know certain things, especially if you're trying to expose H2O for the bad things he's done. We gotta know it all, man. 2. I understand idolizing your favorite YouTuber. Please don't cover your eyes due to this. Okay, fair enough. Myself, an actual loser in a BO2 lobby with Delirious and other friends at the time. He could not deny we knew each other. Okay, but there's a huge stretch from we knew each other till we had phone segs or we had actual segs, you know. There's a huge freaking difference. And I'm not gonna read many replies to this, but just look at this one. This is the only one I'm gonna show you. Does anyone know the date of those emails? Something doesn't seem to add up. And then the actual victim responds by saying, I emailed Delirious on the 24th of May, 2021. That's the one you see calling him by the real name. I know it is because he used to ask me to moan it for him over the audio call when I was a child, and then a little emoji, and the emoji was the biggest mistake. Ducklebuck responds by saying, that's freaking sus, why put an emoji over something so serious? And then Got Milk responds by saying, cause it's faked LMAO, it's legit on and alt spamming stuff to make it seem real. Double ratio. Okay, but there's still a chance that this story's real. I'm not gonna go anything off of that. I'm sure you can tell by my tone and what I've been saying, my little snarky remarks on what I think of this, but hey, we'll never know till they actually tell us everything. I was about to end the video because I could get 8 minutes easily from here, but we're almost done with the Ohmwrecker tweets. We're at the top of his feed, and if you've made it this far, comment down Cupcake and I'll heart your comment. Also, I'm gonna respond to all of them. I swear to God, comment whatever you want, I'll respond as long as it's a question. Unless I'm asleep, of course. Also subscribe, because I'm trying to hit 10k by June 14th. Okay, enough self-promo, let's get back into the tweets. Only 2 more, baby, let's go! Ohmwrecker then goes on to say that the email that says, by the way, this is fake, is the fake spoof email I was sent after she emailed Delirious's business address. The spoof email was clearly meant to make me ignore the name, and it almost worked. Finally, God, this is a real scummy remark by Ohmwrecker. I feel terribly bad for Liz, aka H2O's wife, I'm pretty sure, and their daughter. I also feel terrible for the victims and the course of the loss of a friend. I will never stand by someone with valid allegations. I would ask that an speak to her and be an advocate for the other girls affected. Okay, dude, I don't care about your entire story up until this point, but you had no reason to make that remark, especially involving his wife and the kids. There's literally no reason. That's beyond pathetic. You could have all the proof in the world that you want, but if you make that remark saying I'm terribly sorry for like your family and stuff just because they got accused of something, it's scummy as hell, man. I don't know how you don't see this with 40 years under your belt. Alright, like I've mentioned, in my past few videos, I've been reading tweets from Ohmwrecker and H2O Delirious, and it's actually a good thing I did that because Ohmwrecker just announced that he'd be deleting one of them. And coincidentally, the person who actually was H2O Delirious's quote-unquote victim ended up privating their account. Now, we have no clue whether or not that's from the backlash they've been getting or the fact that they deleted it because they were lying, but if you've been supporting H2O Delirious throughout this drama, then this should be a major W for you. With that, I'm gonna finish covering up the last of the H2O Delirious tweets, which I did in my stream, but for those of you that weren't there, I'm gonna cover it now. And for those of you that were there, first off, thank you, and second off, I'm going to be covering some new information, so make sure to stick around till the end. Also, I plan to stream tonight at 9 PM EST, so be there or be square. So for those of you that don't remember, Ohmwrecker tweeted out saying, I feel terribly bad for Liz, aka H2O Delirious' girlfriend, and their daughter. I also feel terrible for the victims and, of course, the loss of a friend, aka the loss of Delirious because of these super concrete allegations that have been sent to Ohmwrecker and the quote-unquote many different allegations. The weird thing is, when this stuff happens, usually they get pinned. Like, Minilad was pinned from the beginning. That dude was screwed. But with H2O, people are still supporting him because there's not enough actual evidence. And with this victim that came out against H2O Delirious, it's very questionable on why they privated their account. It could have been from the backlash, and if the backlash was that harsh, then maybe there should have been more evidence. Like, I'm not trying to discredit the victim to any means, to any degree, but it is a little suspect that they privated all of their tweets. The continuation of Ohmwrecker's tweet says that I will never stand by someone with valid allegations against them. Yeah, very valid to the point where literally no one believes them. I would ask that someone speak to her and be an advocate for other girls affected. And then recently, an hour ago, Ohmwrecker says that I'm deleting this after much feedback. Yeah, feedback. Look at the frickin' comments. There's 2.6 thousand comments, only 800 likes, and you should know why. Not only did H2O Delirious want nothing to do with this, he didn't even want to be involved in the first place, but then you involve his family. Very classy, Ohmwrecker. Very. I know that screenshots already exist. Yeah, I'm so glad. The second I saw him put up this tweet, I screen recorded literally everything, and I've already covered this in my past videos if you want to see the deleted tweets. I wasn't trying to be hurtful. I only wanted to bring up H2O's family to prove a valid point which I didn't need to. That's not what he said, but that's basically what he's saying. But several people have indicated to me that it could be due to mentioning the family. Oh, could it be? You don't say! Goddamn, when did common sense and common decency leave the internet? If you have beef, have it between you and H2O, not between you, H2O, and his entire family, dude. I'm sorry to them for that, and will try to avoid doing so again in the future. Hey, speaking of the future, how about in the future next time you post more damning evidence, please? Alright, I'm gonna read the rest of the H2O tweets that I did not actually cover in my stream. Like I mentioned, I'm also gonna stream tonight, 9 PM EST. H2O Delirious starts off by saying, Ohm is currently showing all the creators and streamers why you should not play with Ohmwrecker. He will save everything, no matter what, stay away from him. Yeah, well, to be fair, if it was Discord DMs and whatnot, then I understand, but this dude really pulled out stuff from like Skype calls, bro. Are you kidding me? And then allegedly Ohmwrecker said, no, I don't have it. Then H2O actually retweets this person saying, what do you mean you have no recorded gameplay or dirt? You literally have an unlisted Delirious video on your Ohmwrecker stream's YouTube. And in this video, the nicest way to put it is H2O says some gamer words and words that were acceptable back then but cancelable right about now. And then like the good person H2O Delirious is, he starts talking about his daughter as he really is a father now, and the fact he's being brought into pointless drama like this is beyond stupid. He goes on to say, my daughter is over 8 months, time flies by very fast, but holding on to every second. And that really is the best way to live, man. If you're not holding on to every single second, enjoying the moment you're in, like right now, this is probably the most my channel's ever gonna grow, and I'm enjoying every single second of it, thanks to you guys. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with reading H2O Delirious's tweets and Ohmwrecker's tweets. However, there's always Wildcat, who's also wrote up a nice storm about Ohmwrecker. The first thing I'm gonna cover is something that Wildcat posted, which is an image of Ohmwrecker's tweets, which he says, I have no one to play with them since last year. I had them blocked. I opened the door to confront Terrorizer about the lies he said in October. While that was going on, the issues of the girls came up. Suddenly, they wanted to talk, try to convince me to play games again. Stop believing the lies and BS. Give this time to surface. I've been distracted by the bombardment of harassments and lies, even violent threats. To be clear as well, I turned down their invitation to play again, even trying to brain deal with Delirious 1 to 2 weeks ago. Wildcat responds to that by saying, this is not true. Me and Brian decided to reach out to in early March after Brian had received DMs from about being upset about how everything was affecting him. He mentioned all this girl stuff after the convo. The proof is literally in his own doc. Wildcat proceeds to say that we had to convince him to join the call with us and that we were just trying to put things behind us. He was hesitant to talk to us, not opening the door to confront us. We tried so many times in private to put the situation behind us. And then there's this irrelevant Discord message on screen right now, but I mean, I understand them trying to put the situation behind us, and I totally can see this from learning more about throughout this past week. Trying to keep it up. If you watched my first 2 videos on this situation, then you know that I exposed DMs. I didn't expose them, but I read exposed DMs from Ohmwrecker and H2O Delirious, where Delirious was just trying to get out of the situation, and continuously said, please help me, Delirious, please. Man really had to repeat the sentence, I don't want to be involved to this, at least 30 separate times before Ohmwrecker was like, maybe, just maybe, H2O Delirious doesn't want to be involved in this. There was never an invitation to play with us again. Our entire group was done with him by this point, but we wanted to help ease the tension between us so it could be water under the bridge. Nice, and an actual adult trying to solve a dilemma. By growing the hell up and actually realizing that a situation is long behind them. It was during the same conversation that he revealed to us that he was compiling evidence against our group to show that we were bullies who had wronged him by kicking him out of the group and being toxic. Upon him digging for this evidence, he found old tweets he screenshotted. Ohm answered why I deleted my own tweets better than I ever could, then he attaches an image from Ohmwrecker. Ohmwrecker says that, I mean, diversity is good. People who love the session, no one was hating on me for being how low I was. And for long as I have been involved with business and studying aspects of case law related to business as part of my degree, and then he underlines, I know the importance of context. People with an agenda can and will spin things out of context. The less ammo you give them, the better. And this is Ohmwrecker literally saying to delete old tweets, and he actually used old tweets against them, which kinda hypocritical if you ask me. Ohmwrecker continues his tweets by saying, I'm not trying to talk about this stupid stuff, but if he's gonna tweet his narrative, I'll tweet the truth. And that's all you need to know if you want to be updated on the H2O situation, boys. There is some information about Louis, but I have not covered that yet because that topic is real unique. If you made this far, thank you so much, and do know that I tried to upload upload a non-H2O Delirious related video today. However, like I mentioned, Vegas literally crashed so many times I almost ripped all of my hair out. If you made this far, comment down spaceship, I'll heart your comment. I hope you all have a blessed day. Go do something productive, join my Discord, link in the description, subscribe if you enjoyed, leave a like maybe, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.